kind of the testament of how the game goes, like I said. But how do you think you guys did in capitalizing on the other team today?
I think started off a little sluggish. I think on the mound we weren't very sharp there early, but boys got on base and yeah, they made some mistakes that we were able to take advantage of, and uh, we kept the pressure on them most of the game, which was good, and with a lot of base runners and a lot of things going on. So you get base runners, good things happen, and we were able, like you said, take advantage of a couple miscues and pass balls, etc., that we were able to score upon. And you look up and we got 13 hits. It didn't feel like that in my mind. I thought we swung the bats okay, but we got a lot of C&I hits too, that nubbers and those type of things. That, but on the flip side, good things happen when you put the ball in play.
Good to see Nick in again. He's kind of starting to get out of that slump a little bit.
Yeah, Max. He's too good a player, not to have good things happen to him. So, he's real close to hopefully busting out in a big way and being able to help us down the stretch. He's obviously a dynamic player and a very talented kid. And when he does what he's capable of doing, we're a lot better team. And so we need him to continue doing what he's doing.
Is there anything that you have singled him out with, tried to help him with over the past bunch of games?
There's some things kind of drifting off the backside a little bit, and some minor mechanical things. But at the end of the day, it's a fix that I think he's capable of doing, and it's a matter of time before he gets hot.
Well, there was a plethora of walks today just from the team. What did you see from the play discipline and the approach for each of the batters tonight?
Even though we have 7 walks, we chased a lot of balls in the dirt still tonight that I wasn't overly pleased with, and we took a lot of fastballs that were, from my vantage point, good pitches to hit, and then chasing balls in the dirt, and that's the opposite of what we're trying to do. We're trying to lay off the ball in the dirt and be ready for the fastball. But tonight was one of those nights. Like I said, I'm surprised that we had 13 hits because I don't think we swung it as well as I would like us to. With the pitches we had to hit and guys in scoring position, we had some big strikeouts in those situations to where even we just put the ball in play, we get runs, and instead we come away empty on a couple of those, but and then scoring on, like I said, wild pitches or pass balls, which is you score. But I'd like to earn it. Have our guys to get in the habit of earning those runs when they can. So never going to complain about a W. But on the same token, I thought we left some runners out there.
Good to be able to get done in 7 innings. I'm sure save a little pitching for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of games, here in the next week. We had obviously 3 this weekend, 2 this week, 3 more on the weekend, and then on Tuesday as well. So we're going to get taxed pretty heavily, but nice if, in this situation we're able to finish in 7. We save a couple innings of pitching tonight that we can maybe use tomorrow if we have to, and, line it up for the weekend.
Who's your starter for tomorrow?
As I believe we're going to go with Cole Carlone tomorrow as an opener, and there will be most likely several arms will be used tomorrow.
With a lot of stress on the arms, can you tell us about Thomas Burns, how he's coming along?
He's starting to ramp it up a little bit. Timetable on his return still kind of unknown, but the progress is starting to happen. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Hopefully we get to see him back soon.
What about Hunter Omelet? Is he starting to get back?
Yeah, Hunter will probably, situation dictates, we'll probably try to get him an inning tomorrow, to get him, obviously he didn't pitch all weekend. We need to get him on the mound and hopefully throw an inning tomorrow or at most 2, and get him back ready for the weekend again.
Kim and New.
I'm sorry?
And New.
Contradas? News out for the year.
And talking about Keem and the way he swung the bats, kind of symbolic of winning 6 of your last 7. Going back to when he first got his chance against UNLV, playing first base, was that a position that you saw him comfortable in despite being a natural outfielder?
Keenan's a great first baseman. He's played there in high school, and he's actually pretty smooth over there, and kind of rangy, and does just fine over there. So if I have to put him at first, I have zero problem doing that. And I've said it all year long. We have a crowded outfield, and we have to try to get creative to find ways to feed all these mouths that we got out there. And obviously he's got the hot hand right now. He's been playing a lot. But you got Harris Williams and Isaiah and Mack and Compton. You're trying to, you only got so many spots for those guys that you're trying to mix out there and keep sharp and keep fresh. So that's been a challenge, obviously. But like I said, it's good problems to have.
How do you feel he's been symbolic of this 6-year last 7 when you're starting to heat up into the structure?
He's just very dynamic. Especially at the top of the lineup and setting the table for the guys behind him. But he's also driving in runs. He's also hitting homers, stealing bases, doing a lot of things that help teams win. And that's that's what you like, obviously, to have your top of the lineup guys doing. But he's just been outstanding. With everything that waiting for his opportunity and taking advantage of it when it's happened. He's done a great job, so couldn't be happier.
How do you feel he managed waiting for his opportunity and starting early in the season?
You'd never know if that kid was 5 for 5 or 0 for 5 with 5 punch outs. He just kind of steady Eddie, happy to have a uniform. He's the type of guy you love having in the clubhouse, because he's understands that it's not his right. It's a privilege to play at ASU, and he takes every day with with the mindset and attitude that it's great to be here. And I'm ready for my opportunity, coach. Whenever you're ready to put me in, I'm ready. He doesn't squawk about not playing, and you never know if he's an everyday guy or hasn't played in 3 weeks. He just is that kind of even keel guy that you just love having around. So he's I'd take a full team of those type of kids.
We've talked a lot about what a program as established like ASU has to do to compete in this modern college athletics landscape. UC San Diego, they're only 4 years kind of into this. Just from your perspective, what are some of the challenges or things for new programs trying to get involved and keep up with this modern landscape?
I mean, obviously, we're all still learning it. It changes every week, it seems like, with a new rule or a new thing that we have to deal with. But I think we're all figuring it out, or trying to. There's obviously, not to mention names, there's a couple schools that are ahead of the curve that have a little bit more cash flow than the rest of us. But on the other hand, that's the challenge that we're all dealt with, is having to navigate the transfer portal, having to navigate NIL, having to navigate now multiple transfers, being able to transfer multiple times. That's shoot, man. I mean, it's something new every day that we're all trying to figure out. And but at the end of the day, I think you try to build the best culture you can with the guys that you recruit, and have them try to fit into the brand and style that you want to play, and just try to get those type of guys and keep piling them on each other, and create competition amongst the team. But you understand you're not going to keep everybody happy. That's impossible. But on the same token, to create competition and play the best guys and try to establish a way that we do things where guys want to play for this style of program.
We had a nice little chat about NIL on Sunday, and shortly after basketball was able to get a 5-star recruit, highest in the program's history.
Oh, wait, Bobby, I see you working.
I know that we had a nice little chat about NIL, and it's been reported that Bobby's gone out and actively tried to fundraise a little bit, selling a docu-series, those kind of things. Is that something you would be interested in? And not just waiting for people to come and donate money, but actively going out and saying, hey, trying to find certain people that will bring money into the program?
I'd love to do that. I just need to know who to get in front of. For me, that's I'm a ex baseball player and retired, and now a baseball coach. I don't. My connections, personal connections, kind of, don't necessarily run ultimately that deep with those type of people. From a standpoint of, if I could get in front of them and know who they were and kind of tell them about our program and how they could influence and impact it, absolutely, I'd love to do it. So if anybody's listening that wants to help and wants to grab lunch, let me know, man. I'm all ears and willing to kind of share how you can help the program. But that's outstanding. Bobby's doing innovative things to create that, and that's what we're going to have to do is put our heads together is how we can solve this equation and be competitive in that market. And there's ways to do it. Like I said, I'm open to try and figure out people to talk to and discuss if they'd be willing to help or not. But end of the day, that's awesome for him, and Bobby will do great. He's a great personality, and the fact that he landed that young man is a big thing for our program.
Do you think there's opportunities within the program, obviously given its historical success, to bring in those innovative ways to try and bring some cash to the program?
I mean, I think, I would. Off the top of my head, I don't know him. If I did, I'd be doing it. But we're gonna have to get creative and figure out some things to try and do there. Like I said, I'm very simple-minded. I'm a dad, I'm a husband, and I'm a baseball guy at mind. And when I took this job, this was not really this wasn't going yet, right? So now this is kind of thrown on our plate. This is something else that we got to take seriously and figure out how to help and how to get things done. So first things first is all our efforts going into these young men in the locker room. But whenever the completion of this season is, that's got to be something that we have to tackle moving forward.
Coach, you had 4 errors last game. What was your message to your team defensively going into today's game?
I didn't have a message to them. They know at this point in time of the year. So they are doing a much better job of policing themselves. They know that that's not acceptable. I didn't have to say anything. So they know that 4 errors is sloppy, good, not good baseball. So the fact that they came out and played airless baseball tonight and made some nice plays, they bounced back well.
Going back to pitching for a second, Adam Barron's a guy who maybe the numbers don't show his effectiveness, but 27 pitches of 36 for strikes. What positives did you see from him today?
He battled. Numbers weren't great for him today. End of the day, he missed some spots out there. He did throw a lot of strikes, which was good, and had some good tempo. But he missed some spots and gave up some barrels there that led to some runs. But Adam's going to compete when he's out there, which is what we're after.